Now, England named their squad for the three-test tour to West Indies yesterday, but James Anderson and Stuart Broad were both omitted. I tell you what, we can now cross live to the ECB interim managing director, Sir Andrew Strauss.
We need to win away from home more often. I think we've won only 4 of our last 13 series away from home. And thirdly, this is the start of a new cycle. So it's an opportunity for us to get some new faces in the team and maybe to ask some of the players that are in the team to play more significant leadership roles. And with that framing, we feel like it's an opportunity for us to leave both Broad and Anderson out for the time being. And we will learn a lot over the course of that 5 weeks and the 3 test matches. And so the new England coach and director of cricket, when they come in, they'll have more information to base their selection decisions this summer. But I fully expect that both Stuart Broad and Anderson to be in that selection conversation at the start of the summer.
You mentioned the leadership within the team. They're both performing, Broad and Anderson, well. They were high up in terms of England's bowlers in Australia. So is this about dynamic within the group? And is it also an opportunity to let Joe Root maybe have a bit more authority? Because when you have 2 players of such experience, it makes it difficult maybe for him to assert his authority.
Yeah, look, I think this is more about us finding a bowling resource that's capable of winning away from home. And obviously you need a lot of variety in your attack to do that. You know, that's blatantly obvious. So it's an opportunity to see other people out there performing in the middle. It is the start, as I said, it's the start of a new cycle, and it is a refresh and a reset. And that dressing room will feel very different without Broad and Anderson in it over the course of the tour. But I wouldn't in any way want people to think that Broad and Anderson aren't thoroughly professional in everything they do in an England shirt. That's why they've been as successful as they have been in England colours, and they've still got a lot to offer both on and off the field.
Have you spoken to them personally? How do they take it?
Yeah, well, they were both very disappointed, and that doesn't surprise me. That they're very passionate about playing for England. So I hope that they understand the rationale for the decision, and I hope also they understand that no one is saying this is the end of the road for either of them.
Is there a danger that they might see it as a signal to end their careers?
Well, I suppose there's a danger, but I was trying to be as clear as I can with them. And I suppose their job right at the moment is to get themselves fired up and ready to go for the start of the international summer in June.
And Jos Buttler is left out. Ben Foakes comes in. Does this signal the end of his Test career, Jos Buttler's?
No, I don't think so either, quite frankly. I mean, Jos has struggled a little bit over the last 12 months. His level of performance hasn't been quite what it was. And we've got a guy waiting in the wings there in Ben Foakes, who's, I think, widely acknowledged as the best keeper in the world, certainly one of the top keepers in the world, and a very, very good batsman in his own right. So he deserves his chance. He hasn't let anyone down when he has played cricket for England, and hopefully he's going to get a decent run of things for a time being.
Is there not an argument, though, for Buttler to focus on the white ball side of things, to manage his workload going forward?
Yeah, I just feel like those sort of decisions are to be made by the new director of cricket and the new coach when they come in. For the time being, we feel this is in the Test team's best interest, and sort of bigger decisions, more strategic decisions around that sort of thing can be done down the track.
And looking at the batsman that you've selected, the batsman you've left out, will Joe Root step up to number 3 now?
Yeah, so the first thing he said in selection was that he was very keen to bat 3 moving forward, so that came from him. That was his request, and I think everyone agreed that that's probably a healthy thing for the England cricket team at the moment. Our issues have been in the top 3, top of the order, so we're going to see a new opening partnership out there with Alex Lees coming in, and Joe stepping up to number 3. That gives a bit of space in the middle order for some of those less experienced players to show what they can do, but also show what they can do more consistently, which has been the big problem.
When we spoke to you on Friday, you said that Justin Langer was someone you respected, you knew well. He then resigned over the weekend. Has there been any contact in terms of his being in contention for any of the roles that might be vacant?
Well, I think it's just worth saying that's not my decision. So what I have to do is try and help the ECB recruit the new full-time director of cricket, and then they will be thinking about the candidates for the coaching position. So look, I know Justin Langer well. He's done a good job with the Australian team, and he is one of a number of coaches that will hopefully be available.